love all of our players. Freddie, nice guy.
Look, the crack of that bat. Nothing more beautiful than that.
Baseball is such an important part of our family.
That's the beautiful game of baseball right there. You win some, you truly lose some.
I just want somebody to talk Dodgers to me.
When people like see you in the street, like, oh, I like your sporty bag that you're carrying. So that's kind of like what I had in mind.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it's just you that does it, right?
Yeah. It's just me, and then I have friends that come in to help every once in a while. Like, they'll text me, like, hey, you want some company? I'm like, okay. So then they'll just come over, and we'll all get together and just usually watch, if sports are on, baseball, mostly. We'll put it on in the background, and then just
You're going to have to tell me that again. Are we going?
Yep.
Okay. I love that.
Thank you.
All right. Well, guys, welcome back to Talk Dodgers to Me. This is episode 27, right, Anna?
I feel like I should know that, too.
And I'm here with my new friend Liz, who started Your Sporty Bag, which I'm sure everyone is already familiar with, but I don't think we get to see you that much through your page, so I'm so excited to meet you today.
A lot of people, it's really funny when I get recognized, and I'm like, oh, I don't put my face on there a lot, so I'm like, oh, this is really cool. So I like that part of it.
I know, that's nice. You're a little mysterious.
Kind
when
of
I was
Adam.
just yes, not anymore though, because now we're gonna be posting you all over the place. But when I was looking just like through your page, you do have one highlight that is of you.
Yes,
and that was fun to see.
Yes, I have that. It's like a little Easter egg, I guess. Like what I like to call it. So yeah, I have that there, and kind of like to show people like who I am, and like kind of like how everything started, like the fashion aspect of it. So
I love it.
Popped that in there.
Well, before we get into all Dodger things, because we have so much to talk about.
Yes.
I want to know everything about how you started your company and how you became a Dodger fan.
Yeah, so I guess I'll tackle the Dodger fan first. It's more of a tradition. My dad is a diehard Dodger fan. He's from Tijuana. So his first Little League team were the Dodgers growing up. So he loved it, obviously grew up in the great era of it. And from there, he just kind of, I was born a Dodger fan. Like my sister says, the life chose us. We didn't choose it, but we would have chosen it anyway. We were born Dodger fans. So.
Where did you grow up?
San Diego.
Oh,
so that's a big no-no.
We'll get into that later.
Perfect topic.
So you grew up it was just in you?
Yeah.
Kind of no choice?
No.
Did you ever play baseball or softball?
I did not. I play soccer.
Oh, nice.
But I like all sports. Love to watch all sports. I tried to do softball a little bit. I work better with my feet, so I learned that quick. Just honestly, the best memories are listening to Vin while watching the game with my dad.
Oh, that's amazing.
So.
I mean, I didn't start becoming a Dodger fan until I moved to LA 13 years ago.
Right.
So that's so cool to hear you were listening to him since you were a little girl.
Yes, it's like the greatest. And that's why I think because of Vin, when I watch baseball, I like listening to broadcasters that talk about the game, the stats, like all of that, not trying to say anything about Don and Mud because I love them too, growing up in San Diego as well. But I love the way like Joe calls the game because it's very similar to like what I grew up listening to. So it's just very comforting for me.
I love that. Were you going to LA a lot to go to Dodger Stadium?
Yeah. We used to go a lot. We mostly, not during the regular season too much. We honestly would always go to the NLCS. That was always a thing that my dad and I would go. And then when they did the World Series here, it was pretty expensive. So my dad was like, I can't, if I take you, I gotta take Arlene, which is my little sister. And I was like, it's okay, Dad, just go with like your brother, my uncle. I know it's like a dream of yours. So he got to go. Unfortunately, we lost that game, but I was still very, very happy that I got to, that my dad got to do that. So we, this is the year actually I've gone the most. I think I've gone
Really? Me too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you guys have gone. Yeah,
Yes.
I've gone a lot this year, so I was like, oh wow, it's been a lot.
Do you have season tickets?
I don't, and that's why I was thinking. I was like, maybe I should get them next year because I've been coming a lot.
You know, I went to a game with someone that had season tickets actually when we clinched.
Oh,
And I had never been to a game like that where I got to see all the players run on the field, and then everyone stayed and watched because they show, I don't know if you've ever been to a game where we clinched. They show the like champagne showers on the big screens throughout the stadium.
I saw that on your story and I thought that was the coolest thing because I had never seen that, and I was like, wow, they have it all on the big screens.
But what was so cool to me is that we're sitting there, and my friend that I went with, he's like, he knows everyone. He knows everyone around him because they're all season ticket holders as well. And he's like, oh, well, I guess Matt's not here today because someone's in his seat. And, oh, hey, buddy.
I love that. Yeah, everyone's like a little community.
It is such a community.
I love that.
And, you know, I've said so many different reasons why I've started this podcast, but through everything that I say, it's all because I wanted to find people that shared this passion, like you. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to find that connection and build that community. And so it's so amazing to be sitting here with you, who loves listening to our podcast, which just makes me so happy, and started an incredible company.
Yeah, it's been like a full circle kind of moment for me.
How did it come about?
So we were going up to a game July of 22, my sister and I. And we hadn't been to a game in a while, and we started hearing a lot about the new bag policies and all of that. And my sister was like, oh, we have to get clear bags. They're so ugly, this. And I was like, we had a Cricut machine, and we're like, why don't we just make our own? And she's like, okay.
What's a Cricut machine?
It's so the Cricut machine, it's like it's what cuts all these logos. You can do shirts, you can do cards, handwriting. It's really cool. It's a really cool machine.
That's cool.
And we had one, and we're like, why don't we just make our own? And we're like, okay. I think the very first bag that I made was like the LA hands, and the girl had long nails because I always have my long nails. So we wanted to make something a little bit more that was us. And we just made them, and we got so many compliments. And then my friend Gabby is a huge Padre fan, and she's like, can you make me one? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then from there it was like, oh, my friend saw my bag, can you make her one? And then it just started getting into this really big thing, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And then like a month into it, I got Katie. She's a Pod Squad girl, and like she's so sweet. She's from San Diego, and she was like, can you make me one? And once she posted it, it just became this huge thing. Wow. And then I just made like my own Instagram, and then from there it just came into what it is now. But I do have to thank Kayla Vesia. Sorry. I have to thank her for it because...
we love Kayla.
Oh, she's so sweet. She's actually the one that got me into the whole wife realm of it. So because of her, it got really big. Wow. So thank you, Kayla, for all of that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
She's so sweet.
She's so sweet.
Because I saw, like, you made a bag for Ashley Kelly.
Yes. That... And it's
Hope
in
to
that.
Get her on the pod one day.
We will manifest that. And it was in the video when she did the whole Shohei campaign. She like has the strap on the whole time, and then she puts the bag, I think, on something, and it's like the funniest thing. When I was like, oh my god, wait, there's the bag. Yeah, she's sweet too.
Oh, that's amazing. So what was like the first style you made? And how has it grown?
The first one is this blue bag, actually.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm obsessed. You know, I've been wearing it all over the place. Not just to games.
No, I love it.
Well, it's the only thing that I really have.
Yeah.
That says Talk Dodgers to me. And, you know, I'm so proud to talk about the podcast.
Right. And it's a good conversation starter, like you said.
It's such a conversation starter. And that's, you know, all I want to talk about.
Right. No, yeah.
But it's also just so cute. And it's like perfect little shoulder bag.
It's very like, I like to say it's very fashion forward, but it's also very minimal for like people who don't want to go over the top. I think it's like the perfect.
Yeah, and it's the perfect size.
Yes.
Okay, so this was the first style.
Yeah, that was the very first one. And then when more people started asking like, oh, do you have anything that's like a crossbody? Because I don't really like shoulder bags. And I was like, okay, yeah. So like my suppliers that like I go through, I pick and choose what bags I like. So I will order one, test it out first, and then if I really like it, then I'll start ordering more and then post about it. So that's kind of like, that's how it started, and then it just became into this big thing. And then my sister and I right now are actually working on designing my own bag, like plastic bag. Ooh. So that'll be in the works for next year, but it is a bag that her and I designed ourselves. She sews, she makes clothes, so that's how we that's what reminded me of.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Even just listening to you today, it reminds me so much of my sister.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
That brain of what doesn't exist and how can I make it.
Yeah, she's like, why
that's what she's doing right now. I borrowed a pair of her pants last week, and she just called me and she's like, where are my pants? You didn't bring them back. I'm recreating some and using them as the pattern.
Yes, exactly. So she's like, why don't you just make your own bag? And I'm like, oh my gosh, what a great idea. Like, so that's our next in the works is.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we're working on now.
That's so cool. Okay, so what came next? Because you designed really cool straps too.
Yeah. So the straps.
Let's show them.
Yeah.
Adam, I have to move the mic a little. I'm
sorry. Don't move it up.
I'm sorry. I'm moving the mic with me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go
I was
ahead,
like, I don't think I'll move it.
We can edit this out. Here, you hold one. Okay, this is really cool. So do you make these too?
So I don't make these. I work with another shop, and we design everything together. So the straps are designed by me, the color, the beading, all of that, and then I have a wonderful shop that makes them.
Do they like hand stitch the beading?
Yes. It is so fascinating how they do it. Like, they've sent me videos of how they do it, and
that's so cool.
Insane how they do this.
Blue Heaven.
Where's Blue Heaven? I know.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, that's
so
that's
cool.
The Blue Heaven on.
So I could even attach this to one of these.
So yes, I actually last postseason I made all of the Dodger wives their own, which had the name of the player and the number. And I know that Nicole Barnes was like, oh, can I strap this to my camera bag? And I was like, yeah, you can strap it to just about anything. It's just like, oh, okay. So like she got to use it for that. So you can use it on it. Yeah, it has the clasp, so you can attach it here or pretty much anywhere. I've seen some people just attach it together, and then they have like a phone case, and then they just hang their phone on it as well. So it's like
you really cool. Could attach it to anything.
Yeah. I have actually seen someone wear it as a belt.
I was just thinking that.
It was really cool. They sent me a picture. They're like, look, I'm using it as a belt. And I was like, I've never thought about that. I just love how creative people get with things. So
what does that one say?
So this one is, okay, this one kind of had my brain all like wrapped up or, this one was hard. Let's just say that. It's the City Connect colors. So it's the new City Connect. You can't really tell, but it's two different blues.
Without the sprinkles. Nice.
Yes, without all the little dreamers. I think that's what it is. So you can see the red, and it says "Let's Go Dodgers."
I love that.
It has two blues and then the red, just like the jersey. This one was a little hard because she sends me pictures, and I kind of have to guess the color. But I was like, this jersey is very like unique. It has really different colors. Mm-hmm. So instead of me shipping my jersey to her, she shipped me like a box full of all these beads. So I had to like put it on the jersey, make sure it's the right one, and then get it going. This was probably like the hardest one that I had to do. But
and it does really look like it's kind of the off-white, not like that stark white.
Yeah, and I had to do the off-white, and this one was honestly like my favorite one, just because I put a lot of hard work into this one.
Wow. I mean, you should be so proud of that.
Thank you.
Do you know what my sister said about the City Connect jerseys?
Oh God.
Well, I like to send her things, and like, how Kershaw cuts all of his shirts? I'm like, Sam, can you make something? Yeah. Actually, maybe you should.
That's a good idea.
Like, no one has done anything, and he cuts every single one of his shirts. But I showed her the jersey, and I told her the meaning behind it. Because, when you hear the meaning to me, that, that's what matters. And when you're putting that on with what's behind it, and even though it looks like sprinkles, and I've said it looks like a Pop-Tart, it's supposed to represent shooting stars and dreamers. Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, then why didn't they just make them stars? Like, well, Yeah, why didn't they?
Right. Yeah, because
That would have looked cooler.
And
little stars.
yeah,
instead
and
of
it
just
makes a little more
sprinkles.
sense. You're just like, huh. But it was crazy how much backlash that one got when it first came out. And honestly, when I first saw it, like me and my friend Vanessa, we were like, I don't know. We don't
Oh yeah,
really...
we've got more Dodger fans in the
Yes.
house.
We
Adam
hated
is
it.
absolutely outnumbered right now.
3-1. Sorry.
So when we saw it together, she's like, what do you think? And I was like, I don't like it. And then I went to a game in person and I saw that it was this cream color, not a white that it kind of looked like. Mm-hmm. And I fell in love. And I was like, wow, they actually
like
look
them.
really good. I was like, wow, actually they're not
We
that
were
bad.
undefeated in them for a span.
I went to that Red Sox game where they, I think, was it Kike that walked it on? I think so. That's when I fell in love with the jersey. I was like, you know what? I got out of my seat, walked up, went to the store, got Freddie Freeman, put it, and then bought it.
Also typical Liz fashion. When she sees it, she's got to have it.
I don't make, yeah.
But also when they released it, it was like it was just like someone had posted. It was a terrible like lighting too, and it was before they revealed the Connect. And I was like, this is horrible. But I was like, the lighting must have been so bad because when she bought it, I was like, this is actually like a really dope jersey.
Yeah.
Pop-Tart and all. So it worked out.
Pop-Tart and all. So you got a Freddie?
So I got
City
Freddie,
Connect?
yeah. Yeah, so I finally got Freddie jersey because it had been a while. All the jerseys I have are unfortunately all these players that are no longer with us. And
I'm wearing Kershaw today.
Oh, that's a classic. But
I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear about your wheelchair or anything you're going to say about him, so don't even start.
I just love how he was like, do they allow wheelchairs on the field?
Thank
And
you.
you just
That was a
talked
great
over
joke.
that, and I was like, oh, that was a...
You screwed up my mic, so can
I
you
did?
can you push it down a little bit?
Your mic or my mic?
The podcast. Oh, way too far. Way too
Oh
far.
my God.
Right there. Right there. Right there.
Sometimes when we edit, Adam will really enjoy his, nonsense from back there, and he'll be like, let's just relive this moment.
yeah,
That probably was
I
one
can
of
see
them.
that.
I was watching back episode 4 when we went to the Padres game with Adam, and he was standing up and cheering for them. And I had not experienced going to a game with Adam before.
Oh, that was
And
first.
his level of obnoxiousness, is that a word? And he doesn't even like the Padres. So it made me heated again. So walking into here today and seeing your face,
I love the
I'm
Padres.
still pissed at you.
I love the Padres for
don't
the next
love
week.
them.
I love them for the next week. This
Oh
is going
my
to be great.
God.
Unfortunately, I see a little bit of me and Adam with that because whenever my husband and I go to Padre games and the Dodgers aren't playing, I think we went to, I want to say it was the Mets. And I think Lindor hit a home run, and I got up and I was jumping and screaming. And he's like, "You don't even like them." I was like, "I kind of like Lindor. I could like Lindor." And he's just like, "Oh, my
That's the
gosh,
attitude right there, Liz. I can like them. I can like them for today.
Exactly. So I was like, unfortunately, I see a little bit of me and Adam when it comes to that.
I don't know how to not get pissed. I've tried all the different strategies, but the fact that I know he doesn't even care about the Padres or whatever team is playing the Dodgers, it just makes me so mad. But I will say we did let you have it when we went to the Cubs game, and we scored 4 home runs in the first inning. Then we beat you by a lot, and it was great. And you just sat there saying nothing. See? Now he has nothing to say. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's a tough time to be a Cubs fan, right?
how are they doing right now? Sitting at home? Watching the games?
What is
There
it
are
saying?
actual games being played. We can talk about those.
What is it saying? They're in Cancun, or what is it?
1, 2, 3, Cancun. Yeah.
You know what I was it's so funny, and I've been having so much fun watching all the wild card games. They've been amazing.
Oh my gosh!
You know,
yes.
October 1st hits, and it's like, ooh, it's getting
It's
good.
the best month.
But how weird is it that, the Diamondbacks were probably just waiting around, watching
that's
the Mets
sad.
and Braves play each other,
Right.
and just twiddling their thumbs like, well, let's see if we're going to move on or
Right?
not.
That is, interesting to say that. And I saw their Diamondbacks Twitter posted like, "Let's go Mets," and I'm like, oh, The Mets couldn't do it for you, though.
Yeah, I mean, like, you think the Braves and the Mets managers are just like, hey, how about you win one and we'll win one,
right?
And then we'll just both move on.
And what my husband was saying was that I believe they are both, like, in a way, rivals as well, and they were celebrating together on the field. And he's
No
like, could
way.
you imagine? Yeah, they were like hugging and celebrating and took a picture together when they both clinched. And my husband was like, could you imagine the Padres and Dodgers doing that? I said, absolutely
Well,
not.
that actually reminds me of something that was very controversial when Mookie had Tatis Jr. on his podcast.
Right.
How did
Yeah.
you feel about that? Because that was in the middle of
It was
the most important series of the year,
Yeah.
with a division title on the line.
I kind of wonder, I saw a lot of comments saying, like, look at these two getting along while the fans can't get along. Like, I wonder if they tried to maybe make it, like, a little lighter moment. But I honestly think it would have been worse if you would have had Manny on there. Because I feel like Tatis was, like, not as bad. Because, you know, everyone likes him. He's definitely,
That's true,
like...
although he hits lots of homers at Dodgers
Yeah, yeah. He's definitely, like... I feel like he's matured a lot more too, like, than seeing him past years when he was, like, showboating a lot. Like, I feel like he's definitely,
His
like,
suspension did
yeah,
him well.
I think he's gotten, yeah, like I see him not as much in the middle of things, you know, as, like, he used to be.
I had mixed feelings about it.
Yeah.
Because at first I saw it, and there was a clip going around of them talking about that triple play.
Yes, yeah.
And after we lost that first game, I was pissed.
It was...
So then to see
Yeah.
them so casually talking about it, when we have this heated, angry, you know, nothing like our rivalry with the
Yeah.
Giants, I did feel pretty upset about
Well,
it.
like you say, they're too nice now. Like, we don't have, like, the old, like you said, Pui. Like, I miss his
Yes.
energy, and that's, like, what I grew up knowing the Dodgers were, like, players like that. And it is really weird to see them so, like, calm. At moments, it kind of looks like they don't care, but I you know, I'm not there, so I don't know. You know, some people are relatively calm, but it is weird to see, like, this new era of Dodgers. They're very different.
I know, because it's like, I get it, and especially now having a podcast, I understand that it's hard to schedule someone like that.
Yeah.
And if you look at his entire podcast, he has a player from the other team they're playing pretty much on every time they're playing them, because that's when it's going to work. So I understand that, but I guess there's just an added layer with this rivalry and how it has amped up and why, and, like, how heated it is. And
It's
if
bad.
he didn't play well that day, I think people would have been
Most
kept
definitely.
the conversation going. But I also really appreciate all that Mookie is doing and how he's setting himself up for success after his career. And I know there's so many athletes, especially in basketball, that blow their money very quickly. And so for him, and I know he's more of a lead by example guy rather than, like, rile up the team, fire him up. You know, players are watching him and seeing what he's doing, and maybe they're watching thinking, all right, I got to do something like this. And, like, listening to him in the broadcast booth or, you know, just all that he stands for. I have so much respect for him. So once you really, like, I think I had to have the conversation with myself.
I was gonna say, it kind of sounds like it's all happening right now.
I had to calm myself down too, because I was like,
Do you do that too?
yeah, because I was like, what the hell? They just beat us by, like, a triple play. Like, what are we doing here? And I was like, Brandon Crawford would never go on a Kershaw podcast, like, 10, 14 years ago. Like, you know, that's, like, the truest rivalry, right?
Yeah.
But then I was like, Mookie's the guy, though. Like, he's just genuinely
He's
a
so
really
well loved around
dope
the
guy,
league. Yeah, I think even like, my husband's mom, she's a true Padre fan, but she will always say, I love Mookie.
Really?
Like, I think
I don't
everybody
even like Mookie.
I don't know anybody
Mookie's
that
doodling
doesn't.
over there, as usual.
I hate the Dodgers.
Always. Okay, I do want to know a little bit more about you and your husband and your dynamic, because he's a huge Padre fan. And you just said his mom is too, so you have your family that is, like, diehard Dodgers, and his family is diehard Padres. So how does that work? And maybe you can give me some tips on how to not let Adam get under my skin so much.
So I think it's we figure it out series by series. I want to say it's a little different each series depending who takes it. It is definitely it keeps things interesting. There are times when I'm like, I'm sleeping on the couch tonight, and I don't want to be near you or things like that. Like, it's all fun and games, but it's tough when you both are diehard fans. Like, he is diehard San Diego everything, and I don't go for any San Diego teams. Like, even in football, we're rivals. So there is no team that we go for together.
Who's your football team?
The Raiders.
Okay.
So, and he's a Charger
actually,
fan.
I knew that.
Yeah. So we in any sport we are against each other, and even in the Lakers are actually the only like LA team that I don't go for. I go for Oakland. So he likes the Lakers. So it's all around. It's really funny that we can never see eye to eye, but he was a lot like Adam. When I'm like, oh, like we'll lose, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we suck, this and this, and he's just like, calm down, like you can't win every game, and I'm like, they should be, and he's just like, oh my goodness,
And is he telling you you're a spoiled Dodger fan?
Yes, he's like, and sometimes he'll be nice and say they'll come back tomorrow. That's only if they're not playing the Padres, though.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's the Padres, like, we are complete enemies. So
It's so rare that he's that nice, though. He likes to get under our skin.
he knows how to get under my skin. He definitely does.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about like living in San Diego as a Dodger fan, because there is such a big Dodger fan base in San Diego.
Yes. And sorry to all my Padres Sporty followers. But it really wasn't a problem until 2022 for me, honestly. Like, we were always the big brother beating on the little brother. And I could go into any place in San Diego with my full Dodgers gear and no one would say anything. And after that 2022 NLDS, I can't go anywhere without someone saying something. Yes, it is insane. Like, even if I go to the ballpark to watch a random game, I will always wear an LA hat. And my husband's like, why do you have to wear that? They're not even playing. I'm like, it's fine. Just let it go. And somebody will always say something. And I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. And it's not like, yeah.
Isn't that crazy? They beat the Braves.
And they played that after.
And they're chanting that. It's like beating the Dodgers is their World Series.
We were at the game where they put up the Kershaw crying meme.
Oh,
and it was
only,
I think it was only like a second that it was on. They didn't, like, they took it off right away.
Really?
Like if it was a mistake that they posted it, like, it was only a second, and I turn around and I look at her and I'm like, Vanessa, did you just see what they put? She's like, no, what? And luckily I had taken a picture of it. And I was like, yeah, and I was like, look. And she's like, she was so angry.
Heated.
I was pissed. I'm still pissed hearing about it.
I don't care if he's in a wheelchair or crutches. Like, you don't do that to Kirsch. Like, that's the GOAT, man. But he's Hall of Famer. I don't care if you say he's got a fake COVID ring. He is the GOAT.
No.
That's for everyone always says that. Oh, he's never won and he fails in the playoffs. I'm like, leave my guy alone. Kershaw, I will ride and die. I will push him in that wheelchair.
I will be out there.
I will be up there. But funny thing, after that meme, we went on a winning streak, and the Padres, sucked. Boo boo. Sorry.
But also, Kershaw's reaction to it was typical
I actually didn't
professional baseball player.
Okay.
Well, that means I just gotta play better.
But yeah, that is
and we also know that it's not like the players are putting that up. That's like
Absolutely
the employees that work there.
And that's what my husband was saying. He's like, oh, but the Dodger, like, when he ever says that, the Dodger fans are so, and I'm like, no, it's the organization that put that there. So I was like, I don't think I could ever see like the Dodgers organization putting up, when Tatis went through that whole thing.
Never.
No, like when Tatis did the whole, like what he got in trouble for, you didn't see them out there on their big screens posting anything. Like, it's like, on a previous episode you said, like, the Giants rivalry is more professional, and the Padres one, it's gotten a little like out of hand in gray areas in some spots. So it is definitely a brand new rivalry, and it does get really loud in that stadium, though, lately.
I know.
Like, that
so you think it was the 2022 when they beat us that really amped up
unfortunately
their fans and their fan base?
the next day, I mean, living in San Diego, I saw it firsthand. Every news station, we slayed the dragon. We slayed the dragon all over our newspapers, the dragon slayers, and putting Kershaw's sad face. Yeah, Kershaw like slumped over, sad face. It is crazy. Yeah.
It was funny because before me and Liz were friends, we didn't realize like we were both there. So I was actually at the game. That was worse. She was next door at a bar watching it, and so when we became friends later, we talked about like our experience of how horrendous it was to like maneuver through that because we were winning, and I was like, yeah, we got this, and then we gave up. Then they pulled the pitcher, typical day fashion, and
musical chairs.
Yeah, lost, and I mean, it was kind of cool. I've never seen Petco erupt like that. Like it was shaking. The building was shaking. It was like insanity, and I was just like in shock, and like people were storming the streets, and obviously antagonizing us in any capacity.
I was at a bar next to the park, and our TVs were delayed 30 seconds. So we would hear this uproar,
so you heard,
and I was like, what is happening? What is happening? And we were up, so I was like comfortable. And then it kept going and going. And then I was like, I have to leave. I stepped out of the bar because I was so angry. And like, it was like out of a movie. It starts pouring on me and I'm upset. It is raining. And I'm like, I just want to go home. And yeah, we lost that game. And I have never had so many like grown men come up to me and get in my face, and I was just like, I have to go. Like, I have to go. And I felt bad because my husband was like, I've never been able to experience this. Like, I really want to celebrate. And I was like, I'm gonna go home. You can stay and celebrate. And he's like, no, I don't want you to walk to your car by yourself. It's actually kind of like there were a lot of it was bad. And like I love that though. Like I love that you can celebrate that. Like outside of the rivalry, like sports brings a lot of people together. I love that part of it. And I love that for my husband and his cousins. And, you know, they've never, I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a spoiled Dodger fan, but they've never experienced that. So, you know, I've experienced it a lot. So, it's just, but it was really hard to, after that win, it's just.
So that really was like a drastic turn for
Padres
at least. So basically, we made them relevant to their fans.
Right.
So
which
you're
I like
welcome.
to use that word too. No,
He's been back here waiting. He was reeling. He was ready to grab this mic. He's like,
no, I do love this new era for them, and I do love that they're doing it for like Peter, which was their owner, because I mean we did the whole win for Vin when Vin passed. So I totally get that, and but it's hard to see it when you're a Dodger fan.
It's hard to see it when you're a Dodger fan, and it's also hard to see it when their team really plays dirty.
Yeah, I think they've switched roles. I think the Dodger fans the Dodgers were known for that, like playing like that,
but now we're not at all.
No.
We've got Freddie, we've got Shohei, we've got Mookie, all these really nice guys.
Yeah, Teo with his big old smile every game.
And I love all of them, but you know what? They're coming off red hot this wild card series, and we're just going to shut them down. Actually, Miggy Rowe and his new ice cold hair is going to
I loved that
put out that fire.
I loved that when I saw that. I was like, oh my God, he's back. Let's do this.
Breaking news for this series. Joe Musgrove is having Tommy John, so he will not be pitching for the Padres.
We saw it in the game.
Breaking news that will be broken a week from now.
Yes. I was going to say, everyone's already.
I knew it. I was like, there's no way. I was like, I literally was just telling her husband this morning before we left. I said, I bet you anything. He tore something. I was like, he's gonna need Tommy John. I was like, this isn't a bone spur.
Yeah,
he was
like
from his reaction.
Yeah,
his pitch speed went down, and then he shook his elbow, and I was like, I mean, how many guys have we seen in our team go? I was like, that.
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah, we know.
Well, that sucks for him.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound too excited about anything.
Right.
But we hope that, he's all right.
Yeah, I do. And she's like,
You sounded like so sincere, but also struggled through that.
That's like when I try
really
and
hard.
call the Trash Joes their real name. It's really hard for me.
Oh my gosh.
I am so sorry.
And I was not at all upset to see them get knocked out in the
Oh,
first in the wild card game.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, I know, poor Jay-Hay.
I know that one's still tough for me.
That,
I love Jay-Hay so
That honestly
much.
hurt the most because him and Theo have been my favorite this season, and I think, like you said, he was such a life coach. Like seeing him out there, the atmosphere he'd bring, I haven't really seen that. Like
I know
it's been a little.
Well, even when I try and think about our team and try and get in their heads and their thoughts and why we don't perform well in the postseason, I'm looking at the different players we've had, and you hear Gavin Lux and the younger guys, James Outman, talking about how much Jason Hayward is their mentor and what he's doing for them, and it's like having him there, that's so impactful. And sometimes I feel like I know he wasn't playing that much and maybe we just didn't have room for him, and I know that's why he's not on our team anymore, but sometimes it's the impact they make that creates the chemistry that builds a winning team.
Especially the game right before he left, it was just like
it's almost
it
like
looked so bad. Like,
it's bittersweet, and it's like, why did you have to do it then? But also, what a game to go out with.
Right. Yeah. You have to look at it that way. But
and really, the trash?
I
Out of
know.
all the teams?
My husband, that's the first thing he sends me is a picture and a message. And he's like, look where he went, your favorite player.
I
And was
can't.
like,
It's hard to see him in that uniform.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, I was like, because I honestly, I root for every former Dodger. Like when they go to a new
Me
team,
too.
I root for them. And it was just so hard for me to sit there and say, like, that's all I can give.
I know. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
I also didn't realize that the coach on the cheating team, AJ Hinch.
He's with Detroit. I literally
What?
just said.
What did I even say that's funny?
The coach on the cheating team, like you couldn't
On the
say
cheating
Trastros anymore, so you just had to find a different way to call them, not the Astros.
I'm getting creative, which is what our team needs to do right now because we have injury after injury
on
and
the
maybe
cheating
3
team.
pitchers that are going to perform.
Oh my gosh. No.
We've done it before.
We.
You know I stay optimistic, and I am, and I still think we're going to pull through. I think going in as the underdog, it is insane to me. We were the best team this year. We
Yeah,
had the most
best
wins,
record. Yeah.
and we're the underdogs in this series. But you know what? Bring it on.
Yeah.
Let them hear it. Make them mad. That's what we need. We need them fired up as much
Yeah.
as possible.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like, we were noticing the Padres have, like, been posting video after video after video, and, like, the Dodgers have been silent.
Good.
And my husband was like, they're scared. And I was like, no, they mean business.
We say this all the time, like that every time we play them or the playoffs. I was like, the Dodgers. Even Muncie said it. Like we come prepared. Like we mean business. We're professional, and every time we've gone against the Padres, it's like the opposite. Like when they had like the Slam Diego chain. And for them, they're just like, that's fine. Like, we still managed to make it to the postseason, and we handle business, professional.
As long as on the inside they're feeling
Right.
fired up and they're getting angry about
Right.
it. Because sometimes it's just hard to see them act so calm. But I have no doubt in Max Muncy.
Yeah.
Even if he has to play first base for Freddie.
I said, do we know if Freddie's back? Or I
All
saw
right, the last I heard
Yeah.
was Freddie will be fine at bat. He's going to push through the pain. But I just worry about him at first base.
Right.
And like any type of restriction he might have because of his ankle. I was at that game and saw his ankle roll over.
Yeah, it was bad. There's like pictures of it and everything.
But if anything, I think he's one of those guys that is just going to play through the pain.
Yeah.
He's got to do it for Max.
I know him and Miggy. Is he coming back too for this series? Because they said that he was.
Miggy Rowe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He's back and has
Okay.
been practicing, and he's good.
Okay.
With his new hair.
With his new
His ice cold,
Miggy Rose
his
back.
ice cold hair that's going to put out that
Miggy's back.
fire in the Padres.
Miggy's
yes.
back per Dodgers Insider. He had his steroid shot. He's good to go. And yeah, that's where we're at.
Thanks for that update.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Also, Freddie's, he looked great in his batting practice. He was swinging. His ankle looked good on that back foot. So we'll see. We'll see next week.
You hear it here first next week.
Maybe we'll put it out a little earlier.
I know, because imagine that sucks. We're all here, like, and then God forbid we lose,
Well,
and we're just a week late.
I know. We might need to pull some clips.
I didn't say
We'll
that.
see if Adam's in a good mood or not.
It's like, no, this is gonna be really
Okay, so you guys are staying positive.
definitely. Even though we have a little PTSD,
Like
but
nice drops, that's one for Vin.
yeah,
Aww.
always.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love Vin. And that's so cool that you got to like listen to him. You know,
Oh yeah.
it was cool to talk to Oral last
Oh
week.
yeah, I loved that.
Actually,
episode.
guys, I haven't talked to you since.
That yeah, I was
since
gonna say
we had this
see?
epic weekend.
Yes, that was so cool. I loved that.
Could you guys believe it? So I just called Legends Attic. You know, I've just been reaching out to people to see who can come on the pod, and I called because I saw that Oral opened up a memorabilia store, and I'm like, that'd be awesome. Maybe we can go there and take the podcast on the road. So I called, and this nice guy answered, who's an Angels fan, Christian. Hey, he's great. And we just started having conversation about possibly recording an episode there, and I just slipped in like, and if Oral happens to be there, I actually met him years ago, so we go way back. And he kind of like brushed past that, but was really excited and arranged for us to come out. And as soon as we walked in, like everyone there is so kind, so excited to be there, and you're surrounded by this incredible sports history and mostly LA, but there's also stuff from all other teams and really cool stuff, even like Tiger Woods and like Trout, and there's movie stuff. There's Taylor Swift and Britney Spears.
Was it like, is it like a museum or is it like a store like you can purchase?
It's a store, but it kind of has a museum feel. There's like a whole Dodger room with Oral's World Series trophies, Cy Young Award, where we recorded that episode that we're just like in awe looking around.
Everything.
But so on that day, we interviewed Eddie, who is like Oral's best friend and business partner. And we were just going to, bank that for a couple weeks when the season ends. And then he called that next week and was like, come back. Oral will be here. And we're going to broadcast ESPN LA from Legends Attic. Legends Attic in Claremont.
Yeah.
A little plug there for him. And they invited us to be on the show. And like we had 2 days notice.
Cool.
And I'm like,
that was really cool. I saw that too. I was like, wow.
I was at the game the night before when we clinched, and it took an hour to get out of the parking lot.
No
So
way.
I didn't get back to Santa Monica until 12:31, and it was an early morning for us, right, Adam?
No.
Had to meet him here at 6.
Oh, that's rough. Oof.
So it wasn't the best day to be tired, but I do not regret going to that game. It was awesome being able to see them.
What time did you leave the game? Because I'm imagining a lot of people stayed behind to look at like the video footage and everything.
I don't know, 10:30, 11.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But what a nightmare getting out of there. But yeah, it was just such a great day there and such a cool opportunity for us to, the first time we ever got to go on and talk about the podcast.
Right, yeah.
Because usually we're interviewing other people.
Yeah, so it was more about you guys. That was, I really liked that episode. It was a lot of back and forth, which I really liked. So
it was just like I was hanging on to every word he said. We definitely want to have him back and talk to him more about his career and his playing days, but talking to him about the current Dodgers and just his perspective on things.
Right.
And he does see that fire in them, and maybe they don't show it on the outside, but he's like, they absolutely feel it on the inside. And even listening to him talk about, he doesn't say like taking over for Vin, but like after that, and how they try and still honor him and wear full suits in the broadcast booth.
I do love that.
And his relationship with Joe, it was really cool.
How do you feel about Joe broadcasting the NLDS? Because a lot of Padre fans are upset.
Are they?
Yeah, because they're like, why? It's not fair that your like Dodger broadcaster is going to be broadcasting this game. Like, it's going to be very one-sided. And I'm like, I think Joe does also me, a Dodger fan, I think Joe does a great job at, calling like games. And, oh, I'm so sorry, Adam. I smacked that. I think he does a great job at it, but there
Yeah.
are a lot of fans that are not.
Oh, I
too
didn't know
happy
that.
about that.
They just have to change his AI setting. Just have to change it to be fair instead of pro Dodger.
I mean, when he called the Phillies Padres game back in 22, he was very fair. Like, my husband was actually like, okay, he did good, but
He's a professional,
right.
That's
But
his
obviously,
job.
right now, not a lot of
He's
people are happy.
So good when he gets an opportunity to do the NLDS. He did it when we were in the bubble and the Padres played the Dodgers, and you could tell like he was doing like
Trying
his
to be
best
both.
to be in the level. But when Cody Bellinger made
Did
that
that.
insane catch,
against
you
Tatis.
could tell like his excitement was more like,
Leaning towards.
oh my gosh, yeah, when he caught that Tatis almost home run. Yeah. But he's the best. I love Joe. I'm happy. We're so excited.
Yes.
I felt really excited about it. I didn't even know that there was any hate, so that's news to me. But I guess I can understand that a little bit. But he's a professional. All right, Adam, let's hear it. What?
Oh, no, I was just going to say that
Let's
the
hear
same
your
thing
thoughts,
happened with
'cause you don't like either team.
the same thing happened with Milwaukee and the Mets.
Oh,
Because
really?
Boog Shambi, who is the announcer for the Cubs, the day-to-day announcer for the Cubs, was hired by ESPN. Well, he does ESPN games as well, but he also does the NL Wildcard Series, and he was calling the Milwaukee games. So I don't know if there was hate, because I'm not on the Twitter, but he was calling the Brewers games, but he's known
Right.
for the Cubs.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess that's just how it goes. But I mean, Padre fans are really upset, so I don't know.
I bet he's hearing all of this and he's going to take that in even more.
Yeah.
And he takes his job so seriously. I mean, even when he called Shohei's 40-40, like, I thought that was an amazing call. And he felt upset with himself because he didn't say Shohei's name in the call. Like, he's listening to himself back, and, I know we're all kind of our own biggest critics, but
No, I loved hearing his excitement in his voice once it left the bat. He also announces, because he works for, I think, Fox. He announces like football games and stuff. And it's like really funny. I will be like on the couch on a Sunday listening, and I just hear him like yell touchdown or something. I'm like, that's weird. Like, I'm not hearing home run or something. And like, I just hear him.
Wow, I can't
broadcasting a different kind of.
See, that makes me
sport.
upset. Like, you're cheating on baseball.
Right? And I think that's why he was, it was that whole, when he did that interview, when he talked about the Vin voicemail, when he wanted to broadcast for Fox as well as the Dodgers, and he didn't want to just be for the Dodgers. And that's, he does football also on Sundays. So, like, I still get to hear his wonderful voice on a Sunday as well.
Oh, well, I'm going to watch football just to hear Joe, honestly.
Just like the best. It was funny because I was just thinking, I was like telling him, I was like, please, Liz, tell that story about the voicemail, because it's true. That's how Joe got the job, because he wanted to be able to do both, and the Dodgers gave him the opportunity
To do both.
to do both, and that's when he missed Vin's call twice, sent him to voicemail.
And we get that wonderful
wow.
voice.
Yeah, and so he played the voicemail back on that interview, and I sent it to Liz, and I was like, dude,
Oh my
this
gosh.
one-
Wait, that all happened at the same time?
Yes.
Because I was wondering why he would have missed Vin's calls, but now it makes sense
he was
because
broadcasting.
it was meant to be. And he wasn't only working for the Dodgers, and he got to share that voicemail with everybody, and we
Yeah,
got
he
to
said
hear something
that
new from Vin for the
beautiful-
first time in
sharing it.
years.
Yeah, because they were asking about how he got this opportunity, and he's like, I've never shared this. And oh my gosh, it just got me, because it's like hearing that voice again. It just brings back so many good memories, like, when we've won, or we won the division on the last day of, the season, and he called that, and it was his last season in the booth, and just like hearing him and like celebrating was
My favorite part of that voicemail when he's like, I'm 0 for 2.
I know.
I was like, oh, it's so beautiful. Like, the way he just spoke. It's just so beautiful.
I met Vin once at Spago, where I've met everyone. Where I met Oral once.
Yeah.
And he signed a ball for me. At the time, my boyfriend at the time, I texted him, and Vin's, maybe they didn't have it on the books, so none of us saw that Vin Scully was coming in. They did that sometimes.
Yeah.
And I saw his name, and obviously I'm a huge Dodger fan, so I texted my boyfriend, and I'm like, bring me a ball right now. So he brought me a ball, and on Vin's way out, I asked him to sign it, and he was so kind, so sweet, and he's like, you're going to have to wait a minute, because I'm an old man.
I love him. I sometimes will watch back that when he his retirement speech. I think he was at Oracle at the Giants game, and he like says, because you can see the water in the background, and he like says his farewell, and every time I'm like, oh, I get so emotional to sign off. Oh, every time.
I know.
He's so great.
It's like he knows exactly what to say.
Oh, yeah.
The right words. He doesn't stumble. He doesn't say like or and or or whatever that I kick myself for when I'm listening. You're just back.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
All right, so what do you think is going to happen this series?
I'm a little superstitious. I don't like to count my chickens before they hatch, but I'm confident. I think our pitchers will turn it around. We have, Yamamoto playing game 1.
Why do you think that they
switch?
put it out there that Jack Flaherty was pitching game 1, Yamamoto's game 2? Jack Flaherty went all out on his social media, posting stories of him being a little boy in the Dodger hat and feeling pumped up. And then the next day they come out and switch it. So that makes me feel like what's going on behind the scenes.
Vanessa, our insider.
Oh, yes, insider. What
So,
news do you have for us?
I have a theory that at first I was like, oh my God, is Jack injured? No, my God. But no, he's not. So I think they put Yamamoto just because, like, he's only pitched so many games in September, right, coming back. And I feel like, yeah, so this gives him the opportunity to get 5 full days rest in case we need him for, like, a game decision, like game 5 or whatever. And also it allows, like, bullpen, if they need to come in earlier to relieve him for whatever reason. And there's, like, that space. And I think that's why they're putting, like, pitching game 1 rather than game 2. And it's kind of like, well, now we're almost in the middle of the 5-game series.
Makes me
I
a little
don't know.
nervous.
Yamamoto only went like 4 innings.
I was actually excited.
one of those
that's why they're doing
games.
game
Yeah.
1. It's like that safety.
What, Adam?
Please share.
I like the theory. If you think that Yamamoto is not going to be able to go 6
Right.
innings, but you think that Jack Flaherty can, you're going to put him on second game so that you give your relievers an extra time for rest between
Look at
games
that.
2 and 3.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Did he just agree with me?
Oh, look at that. He's agreeing with the
Wow.
Dodger fan.
Okay.
I
don't
was
know.
really
I just feel like a strong start, and if Jack Flaherty is our the pitcher we have the most confidence in,
Right.
and winning the first game is really important. So I'm gonna stick with your theory. I'm gonna stay optimistic about it. I really do feel like we have the fight in us this time.
Yeah.
We've got that grit. They want to change the conversation. They don't want to keep hearing how they're gonna get swept and out in the first round.
Right. I was really excited to see you against Yamamoto, though. And I'm kind
know.
of bummed that that's not going to happen, but I get it. Yeah.
What about the other series that are going on?
Oh, I know.
I was,
Really a
you
little
know,
biased.
kind of like how you felt happy for your husband
Yeah.
and the Padres fans being able to celebrate. Like, I only hear my cousins complain about the Mets
Right.
because they are, you know, they are always struggling. So I felt really happy for them, and I do cheer them on. What, Adam?
Yeah, I was just going to say the fact that the Mets are in the playoffs and in the NLDS after last year's like debacle.
Oh,
What a turnaround. Like
yeah.
It's pretty
No,
amazing.
it's great.
Did you guys see JD Martinez?
Yes.
His quote. He's like, "You say we suck, fine, we suck. We'll play together, sucking. We suck." And I was like, "What?"
Did you know Nimmo's he found out his grandma died right before the game?
No.
And his hit really let off that inning. My cousin Katie left her mom's house in the 8th inning and went home
Oh,
because she
yeah.
gave up. And I'm like, why do I have more faith in your team than you? She's like, because you don't know what this is like.
Do you not remember the 2015 World Series when they just like completely gave it to the Royals?
Oh, jeez.
But that was quite a win last night, and I feel happy for them. And then
Yeah.
she's like, are you going to keep rooting for the Mets? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, why? Because I'm like, I'd rather play them than the Phillies, honestly.
Oh, my gosh. I know. And I think that mentality in 22 when we were like, oh, give us the Padres, because we'll easily. And I think the Dodgers learned from that. And that's why they're so focused right now. I mean, I learned from that. I was like, give me the Padres, and they did not.
I mean, we know that right now it's not who's the best team. It's who's the hottest team and who
Right.
wants it the most. And in watching these games, those wild card games, you could tell that, like, the Mets, they wanted it. Watching them run the bases and just how
yeah.
aggressive they were, Even watching the Padres, they really want it.
Tigers are starting to look like last year's Diamondbacks, although it's, the AL's a little bit tougher.
I'm not rooting for them because of their manager.
Okay, so I was actually rooting for them, and I was like, oh, I was like, oh, actually, this is kind of cool for Detroit. Like, I haven't seen this in a while.
Nope,
and then
no cheaters.
And then my husband's like, you know who their manager is, right? And I was like, no, who? I looked it up. I said, oh, absolutely not. Go Mets. I'm going for.
She literally texted me that, and I was like, no, he's literally their manager. Like, he's been there for like since 2020. We're not doing that. Sorry.
I was like, no.
Sorry, Cinderella
Okay.
story. I'm gonna give the Cinderella story to the Mets.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was like, yeah, that's my second team.
Okay. All right. So, do you think we should give a motivational speech to our team? I mean, this whole episode has kind of been a motivational speech.
I feel like we've been talking ourselves off the ledge a little bit. This.
I really hope someone sees a clip of it before next week and on the team, and they're like, oh, that's what we needed.
In the locker room, just show it.
Wow,
Like,
that's
you're
it. Even Adam's over here is like, he's all in too. Like, he's here motivating.
None. Let's get something straight.
We're editing that part
I'm
out.
for the Tigers. I love
You're
AJ
rooting
Hinch.
for the cheater
I
manager who had no balls to address the cheating happening
I'm from Michigan.
and let the players get away with it?
Let's go Detroit.
Oh
Detroit
my
City.
God.
Wasn't he
Motown.
wearing
He
a
just,
Detroit hat,
he
you
just
said?
wants to piss me off all the time. It's so annoying. Why do you like to do this to me?
I'm a big fan of AJ Hinch. I think he's a really smart guy.
What? You're how? Oh my God. Did you not listen
For
to
the
his
TVs.
interview of saying like he didn't have the balls to address anyone?
Moving on. I'm going for the Padres. Let's go Padres.
Oh my
Love Manny
God.
Machado. Think he's a really nice guy.
Adam and I will not be talking for a couple of days.
He really knows how to push the buttons.
See, okay.
He just literally sucked
And I
it
know
out.
that he probably gets, excited that he makes me this mad. So, deep breath.
Back to your motivational speeches.
All right. So I would walk in there. Let's see. Oh, there's a couple different angles you can go because sometimes I feel like you need to get them angry.
Right.
So you could go in there and say like, hey, remember when you didn't get a hit last postseason and you got knocked out?
I think Freddie and Mookie, they were like 0 for
22, something like that?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I would walk in there like Daniel Hudson and do the shushing the crowd and say, and remind them that we're the effing Dodgers, the best team in baseball. Everyone doesn't think you can do it. Everyone thinks you're going to get knocked out in the first round. Prove them wrong.
I would just end it with saying, yeah, like we're the best team in baseball. We're the Dodgers. We're a world-class franchise, and you know what to do. Go in there and take care of business.
That's it.
Eye on the prize, one at bat at a time.
Yeah.
Don't try too hard. Don't go swinging for homers.
No.
Get a hit. Get the guy
Get
on
your
base.
guys on.
Pass the baton. Do it
Yep.
for the guy behind you, just like you've been doing it all season long.
Exactly.
One play at a time. Don't worry about trying to throw whoever out. Like, just, it's simple. It goes back to Little League, like wait till the ball's in your glove. Let's make the next play. Let's pass it on. Let's keep each other lifted. Throw as many sunflower seeds as you want, Tail. Do whatever you need to do to hype everyone up.
And you know what? Do it for your fans. We don't want to keep having your back like this and defend you and defend our team.
Yeah.
I'm tired of having acid reflux, guys. Let's do this. I'm stressed.
I'm tired of having to defend Kershaw and our team.
Don't worry, I'm
and-
holding the mic away from him when you said Kershaw.
But even I went to both postseason games last year, and I was upset with and I might not keep this in because I don't want to
know
talk
how our fans were
shit about
talking
our
about-
fans, but I was getting in fights
Yeah.
with our fans. Like my friend that I was with had to tear me away from them because he's like, you can't take them.
Yeah. No, there was a lot of bad stuff about Kersh last.
Do it for
remember that.
Kersh.
Yeah.
Honestly, do it for Clayton Kershaw.
Oh,
You can't.
Nope, not getting mad.
He's fine. He's drawing something funny, but we're doing it for Kersh, man. Him and a tiny bone spur in his toe. He deserves all of
Do
it.
it for the toe.
Do it for the toe.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because you say do it for Kirsch. And I just picture him. in the corner of the dugout in a wheelchair with a plaid
sitting
blanket
there,
over
like,
his knees and
Not
just,
the
you
plaid
know.
blanket.
He's, you know, come on.
Honestly,
it's
Adam,
a
you're not
funny
allowed
picture.
to talk about
It's a funny
Clayton
picture.
Kershaw, the best left-handed pitcher of our generation,
I
like
like
that.
Clayton
That
Kershaw.
actually-
I like Clayton Kershaw. I just think it's funny.
That actually reminds
I'm
me.
getting
I have a
shaking, man.
gift for you.
Oh my God! Stop
I
it!
got the Kershaw. But
my
something
God.
there's a
He's
defect
standing,
on
by the way.
We have a Kershaw bobblehead.
Not in a wheelchair.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh, thank you so much.
Open the rest now.
Guys, well, the whole reason
perfect.
that we had Liz come on today, and shout out Vanessa also because she messaged me, but little did you know I already was going to ask her to come on.
I know. I was like, but let me just, sprinkle a little extra for my girl.
I love it, and that is
Yeah.
a true friend
Yeah.
that wants to support you and
Yes.
see you shine, and that is amazing. So I love to see your friendship.
Thank you.
But also, when you reached out to me and said you wanted to send us bags, like that was the first time anyone ever wanted to do
really?
something like that. So, like to tell you how excited I was that like someone would want to make that for us and
Yeah.
this little podcast that I started, like that really meant so much
No,
to
there's
me.
more of us out there, more of us.
And I've been looking
Dodgers.
for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been looking for you guys.
I actually brought another bag, which I hope Allie likes it because I think you can fit her lunches in there
Oh
for the game.
my
and this
God.
one's like bedazzled. a
Oh
little.
my God.
So that one's.
Guys, do you see this? Oh.
You take the hats out. I brought
Oh.
you 2 hats as
Oh
well.
my God, this is the best day ever. Wait, this is so cute. And guys, we are doing a collab together and we're going to sell these bags.
Yes.
So we got the blue and we got the clear. And how cool is that?
Talk Dodgers to me.
Oh my gosh. Right? So I can't wait to see people wearing them.
Yeah, I've gotten
And-
a lot of questions about this. I was like, I can't wait.
I've never received more messages throughout this whole podcast than when I posted the pictures of us in the bags.
Yeah.
So that I was immediately like, that's amazing
do
to
it.
me.
Yeah.
And I want to see you all wearing them. Oh my God, this is
God.
so cute. Adam, look at this.
This one's like,
That is so cute. Thank you so much.
and I actually have. I can't reach this one if you want to grab it. I have a friend
Look
that
at
made
this.
you guys shirts as well.
What?
Oh
my God, I can't
yeah.
handle it.
So this is from her.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I was like, we brought all the gifts.
Hold
Christmas
on.
came early.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that the best?
Yeah, it's like we were just talking about.
If there wasn't a camera right here, I would like do a little swap, but I probably shouldn't. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Thank you
Yeah,
so
of
much. Oh, I can't wait to
course.
show Allie too.
Yeah, I was like, she got gifts.
This is so cool. I'm really freaking out. This is amazing. Look at me over here.
Yeah, it's just like,
Also, can we just admire Liz's whole outfit right now?
oh, thank you.
Can you like show everyone your bow? Did you
Oh.
make that?
No, I actually can you see it?
Yeah, you could see it.
The shop that makes the straps, she gave that to me as a gift. So it was like, how perfect is this for today?
Liz,
Wait, do you make
show
these
the
as
boots,
well?
Liz.
Or is
You
this a
gotta-
different company?
That's another company.
'Cause
It's
you're wearing
called,
this hat.
Yeah, it's called 555. I did a collab with her
These
for
are really
hats, and they're super cute.
I can't wait to wear this. Do you want to do a little cameo and show everyone your outfit too? Because you got a cool
like, why
sweatshirt
not?
going on.
Oh, you should see. I actually there's a girl called Your Sports Customs. She does she does sweaters and
maybe you know what? Show the bags too. Okay, this is Vanessa,
Hello.
another fellow Dodger fan. Look how cute she is.
But wait, look at this. Yeah, so
Wow.
me and I think her name's Leslie. We designed this one together, and it has
That-
all of the great legends on there.
That is epic.
isn't it?
You have to go to Legends Attic to see all the stuff
I
they
know,
have.
right?
Maybe I'll go with you guys.
Yeah, we should go. We
My
should.
sorry,
birthday gift
Vanessa.
from Liz, it was the best.
Turn around again. We're going to do some close-ups. I'm going to do some camel work for the first time ever.
Wow, Adam.
Oh,
And then we're gonna have you model the bags.
fancy. Yeah, so it has
Oh
everybody.
my god, this is so exciting. Look at all my new stuff.
all
Now
the
I have
legends.
to buy tickets and go to the game.
Now you
I
have all
actually
these
was
new-
surprised that they showed how much a ticket was at each stadium.
Did you see the Petco? It's like $380.
Okay, model the bags. Also, you know that they're blocking LA zip codes.
Which
Yeah.
is a crime.
Yeah.
And
That shows how threatened they are by us.
They know that we have a good traveling team, and it gets really loud in there. Like that Braves series, it was so loud. And my husband actually went to a game, and he was sending me
He
videos.
did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun
It was
for him.
loud.
It was crazy.
Like
It seemed like it. Our
That's
fans,
crazy.
you got to get up.
Yeah.
You got to be
Yeah,
as
you
loud
have to be
as
as loud,
possible.
yeah.
Did you know that the San Diego News this morning posted, they were like trying to make fun of us complaining about the tickets. And he's like, well, just for everyone that was like, oh, well, you guys aren't allowing Dodger fans. He's like, actually, there was only 1,000 tickets left over, so it's not like that many of you could have came. And I was like,
Oh my
oh
gosh.
my God.
Yeah, because
okay.
you don't live in San Diego. It's like the local news, the local newspapers, the local radio stations. The Dodgers are like hated.
Wow. Well, there's a lot of Dodger fans in San Diego, so I'm sure they got
A lot
tickets.
of Dodger fans, yeah.
So many.
Look how cute it goes.
It goes all together.
It's perfect. Always talk Dodgers to me all the time.
Okay, now this one. Just so we can like snap some photos from the episodes.
Oh,
Well, we just got, a hat from the stadium.
was that
Holding them up.
Was that the
I have
J
like
Hay
so
bottle?
many of those. I use them for like popcorn at home. For
That's
my
a good
kids.
idea.
I get like the different sizes.
I
it's
love
just
it.
fun.
Well, this has been so much fun.
Yeah, it
Thank you
has, of
for
course.
driving here,
Yes.
for coming, for loving the podcast.
Absolutely. I was so excited when you reached out, so I was like, I have to.
And I'm so excited to be doing this collab together.
Yeah, I'm excited too, and I hope we can do more in the future.
Absolutely.
So much fun.
And now we're
So
gonna
much
just
fun.
chat, and I'm gonna give them a tour and ask them all about how much they like the podcast.
Yes.
All right. Well, Go Dodgers.
Yeah, go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers. Hopefully
We got
good news in a
this.
week.
we got this. Next time we'll be talking about winning the series. So yay!
Yeah.
Bye.